Sergei Pavlovich. The man is looking for revenge, and there's a lot of interesting buildup. He's fighting Drago, Alexander Volkov right here. AJ, really quickly before we jump into this, have you heard a little bit of the backstory where they were saying these guys trained together? Pavlovich, rumors is he won the vast majority of the rounds that he would fight against Volkov, and some people were even saying that Volkov was scared of Pavlovich. I don't believe that. I don't believe that there's fear in MMA. These guys are all professionals. They punch each other in the face at the elite top level of the world. I don't think that exists. But have you heard any of the backstory, and have you let any of that fall into your analysis for this bout?
I haven't heard any of the backstory, Derek, and if anybody out there is saying an MMA fighter's scared, you have zero idea what you're talking about. These guys are going to go to war, and I'm excited for this fight right here.
Bro, this is going to be a great fight, and this is really interesting because if you look at both fighters collectively, you know Sergei Pavlovich is a crusher, a man who gets you out of there early. Like, you can't let him touch you, because if he touches you, odds are you're probably not going to get back up. Let's look at the Aspinall fight. It was first to get touched. Unfortunately, he got touched first, right? I think Aspinall actually ate a clean one, so maybe the chin held up on Aspinall. But the point is this. Volkov, he could do it in a plethora of ways. He could submit you. He could knock you out. We've loved the new and improved Volkov when he got rid of the Stingray and went just like the full blasted back tattoo. Like, it was a new evolution, right? This dude is a monster, long, lanky guy. If we're looking at the reach right here, 80-inch reach. Believe it or not, man, Pavlovich got an 84-inch reach. This dude, for whatever reason, is long as hell. Here's the point right here. This is the speculation that I've been hearing. Again, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull us on over to the big screen to take a look at the over on this one. AJ, the over. Plus 115 on this matchup. And people are saying that that is going to be the lock of the night. That's what's going to make everybody rich on Saturday night at UFC Saudi Arabia, minus 145 for the under. Are you bold enough? Are you a brave enough bettor to go ahead and say, give me the over 1.5 rounds?
I'm not, Derek. Not on this fight, man. I think this one's ending in that under for sure. Under 1.5. You got a crusher in Pavlovich with and don't get me wrong, Volkov is a crusher as well. But Volkov's going to be looking for distance, looking to hurt somebody. And if the rounds were going like how they said they were going in the practice, and now that got leaked, Volkov's gonna have something to say, man, and I think this fight will get finished in that under range.
Oh man, that's interesting. I'm telling you, bro. MMA Twitter, the community, right? They're going against you, but that's the point, right? You have to be steadfast in your own analysis and your own opinion. And if you look at Sergei Pavlovich, let's take a look at how many first round victories or just first round fights, man. This dude hasn't been out of the first round since 2017. And that was a 5-round fight that he won a unanimous decision. 5 rounds right here. So I think he definitely has what it takes to go the distance here against Volkov. He has the longer reach. The only problem is Volkov's have some really long legs, and your arm reach does not mitigate those long legs. So we need to see what the kicks look like for Alexander Volkov. If anybody was going to take this fight to the mat, who would it be? Volkov or Pavlovich?
If Pavlovich is able to get this fight to the ground, Volkov will be able to find at least a way to, if not get up, put Pavlovich in a dangerous situation. And with that mix-up, man, I think we're going to see a lot of like a washing machine style of fight for big guys, see if power actually does turn the tide.
Yeah, that would definitely be a fun fight to watch, man. I just don't even know if we make it there because I think there's going to be a lot of tentativeness, right? Again, first to land right here. If you're Volkov, it's about I have to stay at distance. I might not even want to close the distance to try to go ahead and, put myself in that position. But either way, you like the under 1.5 rounds, currently tracking minus 145, so odds makers like it too. I'm really interested though, man. This does feel like something that if Volkov could play it right, then we can hit there. But if we're not diving for that one, where do you see value here for Pavlovich? I kind of see it purely in a money line right here, man. These are opening odds again. Minus 225 for Pavlovich, plus 185 for Volkov. Currently tracking minus 240 for Pavlovich. Is that a price you are willing to pay on a pure money line for Sergei Pavlovich?
Pure money, yeah. I mean, I definitely 240. If we're getting into the 300s, that's when I'm starting to balk a little bit. But 240 is a very, very reasonable price for somebody who's on the tear that Pavlovich is. I mean, even with the last loss of Aspinall, one other punch and it could have gone the other way. So I like that money.
And let's not forget, everybody thought Pavlovich, was going to come in there and just smash Aspinall, right? Like, that was the thought process. So to see him get devastated like that, it's actually surprising that this is barely the little line shift. Like, this is how heavy he is after that, right? So I agree. I like Sergei Pavlovich here. I think he's the lean, and I like the money line. I'm going to be frank with you guys. That's the reason why he's in a parlay right there, is because I think if you couple Pavlovich with somebody else, and you're confident in that other pick, of course, to hit that parlay, I think this provides tremendous value. So I think Pavlovich is the better fighter overall. Right now, we've seen that the power is just unmatched, and his ability to walk forward and dictate the fight and get it where he wants to be, I think it's just it's gonna lend to more success for Pavlovich than it will for Alexander Volkov. You know, we love us some Drago here on this program. We've been repping this man for a long time. But I think even after the loss against Aspinall, it's very clear Pavlovich, he's the real deal, dude. Like, you can't pass up on this one. Last question, then we'll jump right here. If you were an Alexander Volkov better and you were throwing a Hail Mary on this one, what prop would you pick of all of these? The decision, the TKO, or the sub?
Ooh, I would have to go with the TKO, Derek, and only because a counter striker and with the legs that Volkov has, keeping somebody at distance and then crashing in on them, we can see a knockout coming here for Drago.
Fair play. Another Bloody Water Podcast consensus pick, Sergei Pavlovich for the victory right here.